Hey everyone, I decided to follow up the mental health video that I did, my welcome back me kind of video, where have I been, what I've been doing thing, with some tips about the mental health issues I've had and what I used to help me overcome things to a certain manner, ground me, I suppose is probably the better way. One of the things I did was I made use of the cognitive behavioural therapy sessions that you can get online in certain cases. Some are free, some you have to subscribe for, some you may be able to get through your doctors. If you're in Britain, for example, the NHS have their talking therapy people, and the cognitive behavioural therapy stuff you get through that is free. If you're also a member of certain trade unions, some of them have access to their own versions of that as well, or have their own counselling lines. Your employer, if you are working, may be able to provide you access to something called workplace wellness, and again they have cognitive behavioural therapy sessions as well. Those are all done online, so you're basically literally sat at your computer reading through the materials that they give you and then putting it into practice. And the more practice you get at that, the better. There are other techniques that they give you, however, which are called grounding techniques. Now, I can't go through the cognitive behavioural therapy stuff in a great deal of detail here because it's really intensive stuff. Okay, look into it because it can help. It can give you ways of focusing and clarifying things that have happened that you might not currently understand, and it will benefit you. It might sound like it's just wasting time sat at a computer just pushing buttons, but the information provided is actually beneficial. What I can go into detail here and hopefully provide you some more instantaneous help is what's called grounding techniques. Now there's 4 techniques I'm going to go through with you right now, one of which I don't actually know the name for, and that's basically a method where you take your fist, okay, you make it as tight as you can, and then with your index finger or pointer finger, okay, on your other hand, you're just tapping the knuckles, so you're literally just tapping the knuckles back and forth. Now this particular grounding technique, when I first heard about it, it sounded a bit bizarre. But to be brutally honest, it is a bit bizarre as well. I mean, you're literally just going around tapping your knuckles even. And what it basically does, it can distract you from bad thoughts, for example. In my case, I was getting panic attacks because of a certain situation related to work. And again, I can't go into the specifics there, but when certain things would trigger the panic attacks, I was advised to try doing things like this to take my mind off the distraction that caused the trigger. And that does actually surprisingly help. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, I'll admit that, but it does work. Another method, which I've used less because I'm not always in a position to be able to do so, is a method of muscle relaxation. So what you are doing is you're literally tensing up the muscles in your body at different periods. There's a couple of different variations, but what you're supposed to do at the very least is start tightening everything up and then tightening all the muscles so that they're as tense as can possibly be. Okay? And then you're tensing up the other muscles in the rest of the body and doing the same sort of thing over and over and over and over again until you have tension all over the place. And then you're just relaxing and you'll feel the difference straight away. Now ideally you should do that for every single muscles, and the 2 main variations are, one is to do everything at the same time, literally, so you'd be run still like that. And obviously I'm sat down so I can't do my legs at this point, but, or even the torso is a bit difficult to be honest when you sat down, but standing up is probably the most ideal way to do it, and either tense every single muscle up at the same time, hold it for a few seconds and then relax, or alternatively just start off, say both in your hands, one hand or both hands, and then slowly tense up so that everything is tensed up in one go. There are other variations on that as well, but those are the 2 main ones that I've tried when I've had the opportunity to do so. and it does actually feel quite good. Another technique is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. So what you're doing is you're basically concentrating on your surroundings in this regard. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to look for 5 things you can see. So, in my regard, if I look around in this room, I can see various different things. I can see my PC, which is just behind the camera here. I can see a fan, which again is just behind the camera here. I can see the chair, which I can see in the viewfinder on my camera. I can see my wardrobes behind me as well. I can obviously see the camera. Okay, so that's 5 things. The next thing you're supposed to do is look for 4 things that you can hear. Now obviously I can hear my own voice. I can hear my stomach gurgle every now and then. If I put my hands down on the handrests on my chair, then I can hear the noise of them doing just that. I can also hear the whirring noise in the camcorder itself. There's just a slight whir that I can hear. You're not going to hear that because it's well behind the microphone of the camera itself, so it's not going to be heard whatsoever. The next thing I'm going to do is 3 things that I can touch. I can touch my shoulder. I can touch my handrests. I can touch the desk in front of me. Okay. Then it's going to be 2 things that you can taste. The very first thing I can taste is my saliva. Simple enough, eh? Yeah. But I can also taste the inside of my mouth if I run my tongue along the inside. A bit like that. Yeah, fun. So that, yeah. A bit unusual, and I've never actually watched myself do that before, so that's a bit of an odd one to see. And the final one is one thing that you can smell. Yep, I smell nice and fresh because I just showered before I did this. Yeah. So yeah, that's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. Or if you want to be funky about it, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kinda did it right and kinda did it wrong there, because anybody from the UK knows what the reverse of that actually means, and it's not pleasant. Sorry about that. So that's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What that does, it's called a grounding technique, and it brings you back into the moment. If you're having lots of bad thoughts about something that's beyond your control, you can use this method to try to bring yourself back into the moment. Okay, all of these techniques are designed to do that. They're all designed to bring you back out of whatever bad thoughts you might have, distracting thoughts you might have, a bad sense of worthlessness and so on and so forth, and just bring you back into the present. Okay? If your imagination is getting the worst of you and you're thinking all kinds of negative stuff, these kind of techniques can help in that regard. And you don't just have to limit it to just doing this once. You can do it a second time. You can go for a walk, for example. The walk alone should be able to help you clear your thoughts to a certain degree. Okay, breathing in deeply and slowly will help. But also doing this kind of technique. Oh look, a bird. Oh, I can hear the seagulls. Oh, I can hear cars drive past. I can smell the flowers over there. Okay, I can taste the sea breeze in the air if I hold my tongue out. Okay, stuff like that will help you come back to the present, to accept that whatever is going on in your head is in the past and is behind you. The other technique is called the reaffirmation technique. This is where you're going to tell yourself 3 things that you like about yourself. These can be any 3 things whatsoever. This could be that you are happy that you like a certain musical artist. Okay, so you could tell yourself, oh yeah, I'm quite happy with the fact that I like Taylor Swift. I'm not saying that I like Taylor Swift, I'm not saying that I don't like Taylor Swift either, I'm just using that as an example. It's amazing how some people think that when you give an example, you're saying that they have to do this. No. I'm just using Taylor Swift as an example because she is literally the first name that popped in my head there. You can also tell you something about yourself that you like about yourself physically. So you might say, I really like the fact that I have such and such colour eyes. Okay? Might not sound like much, but you're telling yourself that you like the sort of thing. That will actually trigger something in your head to remind yourself that you do actually have things that you like about yourself. You might like the shape of your nose. You might be quite muscular and like the fact that your body is muscular. You might be into yoga and like the fact that you can go and do the splits because of your yoga training. You might like the fact that you've just bought yourself a new book that you want to read. You might like the fact that you've just bought yourself a new mobile phone, or a new coat, or that you've just found out that you've got a refund of some sort from Timbuktu. Just to use an entirely random idea there. But yeah, you're just going to go around and tell yourself 3 things that you like about yourself. It could even be something simple as, I like the fact that I've taken the time to go and have a walk along this bit of coastline, which is my favourite bit of coastline. I like the fact that I can see the sun. I like the fact that I can see those buildings over there with the sun reflected off them. It could be anything. I like the fact that I've walked past these flowers and I can smell them and they smell absolutely delightful. I'm walking past this campsite and I can hear children playing and it sounds so amazing that it's actually brought me back to what it was like to be a child when I was in school at break time. That sort of thing. Anything at all. It could be the fact that you have got a particular dream that you may not have achieved yet, but you simply like the fact that you have that dream. The possibilities are endless. So these are the techniques I've been using the most that I think they've certainly helped me. They might very well help you. I'll give you a bonus as well. Get a pen, get some paper, divide the paper in half. On the left hand side, write down your strengths. Things that you are best at, things that you like doing. On the right hand side, write down your achievements. Okay? So your likes might be the fact that you might like a certain type of food. I like Italian food, so I could put that down. You might have a liking for the music of John Bon Jovi, for example. That might be what you see as a strength, so you put that down as a like. You might see a strength of yours as being that you're always there for your friends, so you put that down. You might see a strength of yours as being that you are a kind, compassionate person, so you might put that down. You might have just successfully done something that has made you feel on top of the world. You might have gone for a very long hike. You might put that down. As far as your achievements are concerned, you might be driving. Okay, you might drive your own car. You might have your own license and so on and so forth all sorted out. So you could put that down as an achievement, because not everybody drives. A lot of people who take driving tests fail and therefore never get to drive cars whatsoever. At least not legally. You might have a motorbike license, and therefore, again, not everybody rides motorbikes or drives motorbikes or whatever the proper term might be, so you might put that down. You might have gone and done a suborbital parachute jump, so you might put that down as an achievement. And you might see that some of these things do actually cross over. What you might see as a strength might also be an achievement, what you see as an achievement might also be a strength. But sooner or later you will find that even if you've got a big A4 size piece of paper, you'll actually end up filling this up quite quickly, because there will be lots of different strengths that you have that you might not even be aware of. Okay? You might find a strength of yours is that you have really nice handwriting. You might find that strength of yours is that you have been always generous towards charities. You might find that strength of yours is that you like going for long walks. Okay, there's lots of different possibilities here. Achievements, you might have been involved in martial arts and you might have gotten your first dan. You might have taken up painting and managed to get a painting put into a portrait gallery somewhere. Okay? You might be a parent. You might have gave birth to your first child, and you might see that as an achievement. because that is an achievement. It's probably one of the most wonderful achievements anybody could possibly imagine. I'm not a parent, so I've not had that kind of achievement. Even I know that that's an achievement that, well, makes people happy, absolutely over the moon. Okay? You might have published your first novel if you're an aspiring writer. That is definitely an achievement. You might have gotten a promotion at work. That's an achievement. You might very well have decided to take up a new hobby and found that it's actually changed your life altogether for the positive, for the better. And that goes without saying, that's an achievement as well. So using all of these different techniques will definitely help you overcome problems like this. You shouldn't sell yourself short. I've been doing that for the last year and a bit now, selling myself short and making myself more and more miserable. There is a thing that you should be aware of. I don't know what the proper terminology is here, but your brain basically cannot differentiate between the experience of a certain emotion and remembering that emotion. So in other words, if you go and do something that makes you break down in fits of laughter, that'll trigger the same response in your brain as remembering that experience. The brain can't differentiate that. And likewise, if you dwell on the one thing that has made you the most miserable you can possibly be, then your brain will treat you remembering that as if though you're experiencing it again for the first time ever. It's weird how the body does that, it's weird how the brain does that. But the experience for the first time and the memory of it are treated as exactly the same thing. So going around thinking about happy things, things that make you happy, is far more beneficial than concentrating on the thing that was so nasty, that hurt you, that upset you, that made you have a breakdown or whatnot. Yes, you do have to talk about those things to help you get over it, but if you dwell on it, which is an entirely different thing, that's not going to help you at all. You have to start looking at the positive side of things, things that do make you happy. It could be, for example, that making you happy means watching your favourite sitcom, or watching a sitcom that you've not seen for years and years and years, or a movie that always makes you happy. Okay, something from your childhood that made you exceptionally happy. All of those things, anything that can put a smile on your face, will help you get over whatever the problem was. It won't make it go away, but it will help you feel better. And when you feel better, you are better. So that's a few different hints and tips on techniques that have worked for me, and a couple of bonus ones as well, which I haven't used that much, but I am certainly going to try to incorporate more and more. One final tip: breathing exercises. Long, slow, deep breaths in and out, coupled with every now and then doing really sharp breaths in and out. Don't do them too much. Don't just do them over and over and over again. Just take your time with them. It's deep, slow breaths in and out, and then deep breaths that are done very, very quickly. Okay? I hope this helps. If you've got any other suggestions of your own, obviously the comment section is perfect for that kind of thing right now. There are also groups on Facebook that can provide help. There are Twitter accounts that deal with this sort of thing. I'll provide links to any that I can find or have found below as well in the write-up. Hopefully I haven't rambled too much, but hopefully this will help you as it's helped me. And obviously I am open to any other ideas and methodology that might help people as well in any other regards. So again, please use the comments section for exactly that. I hope to see you next time. Keep well.